everyone, and welcome back to another Illustrator Modeler. We're here today joined again by my friend Ken Spriggs, and my next project is actually going to be a buddy build with Ken. How you doing, Ken?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Good. Welcome back to Interstellar Modeler. Thanks for being on.
Thank you.
So we are going to be building the Predator kit from Blackheart. So Ken, would you mind taking a minute to describe the kit to everyone?
Sure. I have a little, I don't know if you can see it, but here's a little picture. The instructions for the kit. It's called the Planetary Orbital Drone, which is abbreviated POD. It's a concept ship from the first Predator. We don't actually see the ship that the Predator lands in. We just see at the beginning the big mothership flying past the Earth, and something jettisons off, and you can tell it's going to land on the Earth, but we never actually see it. So this was actually designed, from what I understand, by one of the original designers on the film who helped to design the Predator. And so it has a very realistic look as something that probably would have been the ship if they actually had ever made one. It's by Blackheart Models, and it's a resin kit, really, really well cast, very smooth, very nicely detailed, lots of detail in it. Perfect, flawless print. I haven't found any damage at all on the whole kit. And it has some parts that you can have opened and closed. A little figure, which is really nice, of the Predator sitting inside the ship, and a little window that you have, the cockpit window for it. Parts on the side, some thrusters, and I guess would be engine. It's a really, really nice model. Oggie originally had gotten it and shown it on his channel, and I liked it so much that I picked up one as well. So then we decided to do a buddy build for it.
All right, very good. Yeah, so and I think you'll both Ken and I did a review of this model for you guys, and I agree with him. Both him and I agree. This is one of the most flawless resin kits I've ever seen. I mean, it doesn't even look like a resin kit. It is just beautifully done, and as Ken pointed out, the detail is just exquisite on the inside, and you know, you can display the kit or build it so that it's either closed or open, and it's a shame to actually display it closed because you won't see any of that beautiful detail on the inside. So let me actually take a few minutes to go over what I plan to do with the kit. And so my plan is actually just pretty simple. I plan to use this as a display base. And for the jungle foliage, and I'll put the link up here, I was able to find some paper foliage. I found them online, and as you can see here, this is the link. And so this is the first time I'm ever trying something like this. I got them at 1/35th scale. I'm not sure exactly what scale this is, but it looks like the leaves would be proportionally big enough, and so I think it'll work out okay. And basically, as I understand, the instructions that are going to come with this are going to tell me to cut out the printed leaves and to glue them onto wire, and then just mount them, you know, all over. So basically, the idea is to create a landing site in which the craft is landed on a jungle surface. It's going to be surrounded by foliage and a wet sort of terrain. And I think underneath that, what I plan to do is to put some breathing LEDs so that there's a glow coming from underneath it. The rest of it is just going to be painting and detailing for me. As I've looked at the kit, I've just inspected it closely. I think Ken's going to be a little more adventurous than I am. I'm not going to drill into the kit. I'm just going to go ahead and leave it as is, but I'm going to display it with the craft open so that you'll be able to see all the detailing on the inside of the kit, as well as the detailing I plan to do with the figure. The figure, just like the rest of the model, is beautifully detailed as well. And as you know, Ken, the Predator has a unique sort of modeling on his skin, I believe, and so I have to definitely look up some reference pictures so that I can get a fairly decent reproduction of that look. So that's my plan. Again, just to do a jungle foliage with the ship landed and some glowing green lights around it. All right, well, those are my plans. So Ken, let's go ahead and get started with what you have in store for yours.
You mentioned the paper Leo that was showing those as well. Somebody had used. I was trying to look up some of those. I'll probably have to get that link from you to maybe look into that possibly too, to at least for the palm leaves kind of thing. But like you said, I'm going to do a little more as far as cutting in, just something minimal. I've noticed on the back of this, there's a smooth spot right about here. And what I want to do is basically drill up straight up so it will come up right at the seat part. So if I run wires through, it will be concealed by the figure who's going to be sitting in that seat.
Uh-huh.
Then I want to have it suspended kind of in this way, maybe just back a little. I don't want to cover up this really cool detail on the bottom and that sort of thing. It'll be raised up a little bit, maybe like an inch, like it's in the process of landing.
Mm-hmm.
And two things: one, to support it and take it into the base, and one, to run wires through, because I want to put 2 green SMDs inside the ship to give a glow inside the ship.
Mm-hmm.
When the front is closed, you're going to see that glowing inside through the window. Another thing I want to do, because likewise I don't want to obscure any of this beautiful detail and the figure, is I'm going to modify this part up here and the part on top to put on a hinge to allow this front piece to open and close.
Nice.
So it can be displayed in either way.
Mm-hmm.
Likewise, these 2 like engine or ear mops that go on the sides, I'm going to do the same with those, where I'm going to use the same type of thing and put on like a pin kind of mechanism so they can open and close.
Nice.
Because they can be displayed in two different ways.
Mm-hmm.
And then for my base, also a jungle theme, I'm going to have something solid, like a piece of wood, first of all, which I don't have just yet, because this has a little bit of weight to it.
Yeah.
And then use my standard, some foam and some foam paste, and just a regular ground, but I want to do a lot of overgrowth and foliage.
Good.
Maybe like a big bottom part of a tree or a tree stump,
mm-hmm.
Like behind it, just to give it some character and kind of offset, the whole look of it. And then just have that suspended, and underneath I'll have a room for a battery pack to power the lights and the switch.
Nice. Yeah, so by the way, I just looked it up. The name of that company is Duplicata Productions, so I'll make sure I get that link to you. And Dave is the guy who, I guess, runs the website. He was really kind enough to give some advice on how to use these types of things. And you can see on that website, guys, that there's all kinds of stuff, mainly meant for military modelers. You'll be able to see, because you can imagine people put tanks and those types of things in these types of scenes. And so they do have these leaves that you can buy of different scales. As well as many other things. So it's a great website. I would definitely check it out. And I told Dave we would be mentioning his website on our video here as we work with his products. So definitely look forward to doing that. All right, Ken. Well, this sounds like a really fun project. I look forward to working on it. And I want to thank you for being on to introduce our buddy build here. So let's go ahead and get started.
All right. Thanks.
All right. Thanks, Ken.